Hello friends, today we're going to see about the infamous war of 1964 between India and China, which changed India's defense strategy. In 1964, Indian army stood its grounds against the Chinese military in Sikkim and changed the Indian strategy for handling border issues forever. The Chinese army had entered the disputed region with India and constructed a temporary barrack. The Chinese argued it is within the Chinese territory, but the India counter-argued it is an Indian territory. The argument ended as a clash with death of Indian and Chinese soldiers. It might sound similar to the 2020 conflict between India and China. This skirmish happened in 1964 in the Indo China border in Sikkim. India and China had a good relationship after their independence from Britain. Both the countries just reeled out of the destructive effect of colonization and were building themselves. At the end of World War II, the world faced a new era of the Cold War. The Cold War was a term given to the shadow war between the US and the USSR. India adopted a non-alignment stand of not aligning with either US or the USSR. China, as a communist country, aligned with USSR initially. As tensions grew between USSR and China, China became a middleman between USA and USSR. After a bloody civil war, the Communist Party under Mao proclaimed the People's Republic of China. India elected Jawaharlal Nehru as its first Prime Minister and took up a democratic way. India and China enjoyed a brotherly relationship up to 1960. It all ended with Chinese annexation of Tibet. Tibet acted as a buffer between India and China. As China invaded Tibet, the barrier was gone. Dalai Lama, the spiritual head of Tibet, fled to India and got asylum in India. And India's decision to provide refuge to Dalai Lama infuriated China. China blamed India as the reason for the unrest in Tibet. Tension escalated quickly. A full-scale war started in 1961 in the Kashmir front and the Arunachal Pradesh front, where the Chinese army invaded hundreds of kilometers into Indian territory. It was a huge loss for India and an embarrassment for the British Indian army, which has just been formed and been renamed as an Indian army. Mao suddenly retracted the Chinese military back to the original position and the incursion ended. The wounds of the 1961 war still had not healed and a new skirmish happened in the Sikkim region. Sikkim was a proctorate of India and was yet to become an Indian state. Sikkim was of a strategic importance for India. If Sikkim fell to the Chinese army, it would cut off India's access to the northeastern states. This tiny strip of land was called the chicken head problem of India. Indian army was keen to make sure Sikkim never fell to the Chinese army, and in 1964, the Nathula Pass region, the Chinese military set up 2 loudspeakers and constructed trenches well inside the Indian territory. The Indian army decided to construct barbed wire fences on the region to demarcate the border. The Indian soldiers in the fencing activities were shot with machine guns by the Chinese military. The Indian army retaliated with artillery fire. Both sides continued their attack for 2 days, after which a ceasefire was declared. The Indian army stood its ground and stopped a possible incursion by the Chinese military. From 1964, the next major skirmish was in 2020. So much was the impact of the Indian army response to the situation. The 1964 Indian army reaction to the Chinese conflict changed the Indian army strategy to threats in its border. In the 1971 Indo-Pakistan war, China remained neutral. If China had joined Pakistan to attack India in 1971, it would have been a different war for India. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. Bye.